Hey guys, welcome back to Harsh Road to Tenderhearted. Today we are talking about starting a podcast and the story behind ours.
I was about to say, because we have a podcast.
We do have a podcast.
So we can speak on this.
And we do have a story behind our podcast. So our podcast actually started out with all 4 girl cousins.
Yes. Which always, is crazy to me that there's only 4 girl cousins.
I know, right?
I always think about that.
Wait, how many boy cousins are there?
Way more than us.
And isn't it crazy how we're all, kind of around the same age? All in our 20s, whereas the boys are, 30 to, fucking 18.
Yeah, that's a big, age gap.
That's crazy. So needless to say, the girl cousins have all kind of hung out, whereas the boy cousins, the younger ones hang out, but Quay's kind of
Quay's just on his own.
Yeah, he's
Quay's
way
chilling.
up there. Yeah. So all the girl cousins range right now from 23 to 22, almost 23
to 28
to 30.
30, yeah, because Audrey
Just turned 30.
I forgot
That's
she just turned 30.
Yeah.
Yeah, because you're turning 29. She's a year older than you, yeah.
Oh my god.
Yeah, literally, I had to fill out a form or something, and I had, the age groups.
Yeah.
And I was at, the higher end of the 18 to 24 age group, and I was like,
That's
oh
hilarious.
I was like, I'm going to be aged out.
Oh my god, no, that's literally me right now with 25 to 30. I'm like, what the fuck? I'm almost done my 20s.
Yeah, which is crazy.
I know, right?
That's
I know.
crazy. I'm like, 10 years is a long time. You don't, it doesn't feel on paper, 10 years is oh, it's 10 years, but then, when you think about it, you're like, oh my god.
It's all the living and looking back.
Yeah.
It's so weird. Joke's on you, Gracie. I wasted all of my 20s.
But I also heard this thing where it was oh, if you feel behind in life, you're your adult life is basically take your age now and subtract 10. Think about because I'd be 14? Think about how much life I had between 14 to now.
No, I know.
Or 24.
No, I know.
That's a long time. Yeah, I wasn't even in high school yet.
Mm-hmm.
That's crazy.
No, I know. Oh my god, scary. And it's weird because when we were younger, there was kind of a divide between Kai and Tintin and me and Audrey.
Well, yeah, because there's 5 years between us. Because you guys are so Audrey and Nashi are a year apart. Me and Tintin are a year apart, but between the two group, the 4 of us, there's 5 years between us.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
So I feel
and growing up 5 years is a lot.
Mm-hmm,
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Well, I feel now it's weird because being 25 and 30 are very different. So it's I kind of feel it's happening again. I don't think we're gonna push Kai out.
I'm like, oh my god. She's like,
not again.
I know. I was I just got here.
I'm dead. But yeah, then we all became adults and we were all in our 20s, and then we all kind of reconnected and not reconnected, but were able to relate.
Yeah, we had a lot more in common.
Yes. And we're let's start a podcast.
Yeah, I don't even. There was a good couple while we were all having kikis and all 4 of us. Yeah.
Yeah. Right. And I think you and I were kind of crashing out.
Yeah, I was crashing out so hard. Yes, we were both crashing out very hard.
Yes.
I was crashing out because I was having an identity crisis. I just graduated university, no plan. I made the podcast my plan.
Oh, no, literally. And I was literally dealing with the first heartbreak I've ever dealt with, but in reality, it was the 10th relationship. And it was the 4 of us. We had planned it, and then there was kind of scheduling conflicts.
Yeah.
With the one cousin, and then there was Audrey has a child and she's busy and she works and whatever, and it just the commitment I think was a lot.
Yeah.
And the 2 bitches are left. What is that?
Yeah.
Have you seen that Dance Moms clip?
Oh, I thought it was the. Oh yes. I don't know why I always thought that was the Kardashians.
No,
but I know it's not.
The 2 bitches are left.
Yeah.
So. That is literally us. So we decided, since it was the 2 of us crashing out anyway, we were you know what, we're doing it anyway.
Yeah.
And we did it anyway.
Because once one dropped, the other one dropped.
Yeah.
And we were uh-oh. But then we were oh, let's do it anyways.
Yeah, right?
Yeah.
We're okay, whatever. We wanted to do it, we're gonna do it. We always have something to say. always have something to say in any given situation, even if it's not related.
True.
Like, it's podcasts are perfect for yappers.
I was gonna say we just talk.
Yes.
And talk.
Yes, and talk. So it's like, it's almost like meant to be.
Yeah. And like that plus the crashing out, it was great for us. Which is like kind of crazy because like we have like what, 70 at the time of this episode going up. We probably have almost 80 episodes.
I was thinking about that the other day.
Yeah.
I was like,
Because we just posted the 75th one. Yeah.
So around July, in 2 months, we'll have had the podcast for 2 years.
Yeah, which is crazy.
Isn't that insane?
That's crazy. Which it doesn't feel like 2 years.
No, and I've never committed to anything for that long in my life.
I know. Look at us go.
Like, anything. Oh my God. When we started our podcast, I think it was like around the time, I don't know if everyone was crashing out, like something was in the air, but there is like an overload of people just starting podcasts. And we were one of them.
Yeah. We were.
I feel like it's kind of starting to like the new ones are kind of starting to die down. Like it's like less of like a thing to start a podcast. But we're all just out here trying to make it, you know?
Yeah.
And I enjoy it.
I like it.
Yeah. And like it's almost like a diary, but not.
It is. No, literally, I was just thinking about that because like we both edit the podcast, but like I'm the first one to edit it. So then I'll be watching it and I'm like, oh my God, we literally like document so much of our lives.
Yeah.
And we talk about so much of our like things that are going on throughout all of our videos. And I'm like, if I watched like our first videos, I'd be like, oh my God, look at our growth.
That's what I'm saying, right?
Yeah.
And it's crazy because I was thinking about it too, and I'm like, we could like whenever really probably talk about things we've talked about before and have different opinions.
Oh yeah, I know.
You know, like,
which is also very nice.
Yeah, which is crazy. And that's what I think about. Like, I do love when people vlog, and like I don't mind when people vlog in like real life or whatever, real life, like in public or whatever the hell. Because I'm like, can you imagine looking back on that? Like that would be so fun, you know? Especially because I trauma block so much.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah,
That's true.
So like, there's even times during that first crash out on the podcast that I can probably look back and like not remember genuinely.
Yeah.
And like watch it like a movie.
That's actually really nice. Oh
I know, right?
But yeah, it's also really nice to have a constant
Yeah.
in my life.
No, it's true. It's true.
And like something that's like consistent.
And a lot of people are like, you're not even talking to anybody. Like, what the hell? Like, podcast, you're another podcast. Like, whatever the fuck. And it's like, yo.
Oh my God. Okay, so the new season of Foreman Wives came out last week.
Yeah.
And then one of the guys, okay, so I'm not going to say I'm going to try not to say too much because you're going to watch it. But there's literally this one scene, they're all fighting at a party. And this one toxic guy, they like kick him out of the party. And then, like, Layla, one of the girls, is like, I guess the guy had a podcast and they don't like this guy. She's like, yeah, like go talk about it on your podcast. And he was like, hey, don't come for my podcast. And then she's like, it fucking sucks. The way he took it so seriously too, I was like, oh my God, don't come for his podcast.
That's hilarious.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
It's funny if you watch it.
Yeah, I've had people like in real life trying to protect their image, like scared that I'm gonna like
Really
talk about them. I'm like, nobody's watching.
Yeah. True.
And it's like, I get there's that fear of like, what if one day we like blow up and people go back and like look.
I think about that all the time.
Yeah. So like, I get it, and it's always like so funny to me because I'm like, so
Yeah, right.
literally.
I'm also like, if you don't want bad things being told about you, don't do bad things.
Exactly. No, I know.
Yeah,
I
right.
know.
It's not like we're here talking shit.
Right.
Really.
We're talking about our experience.
Yes. We're speaking our truth.
First-hand experience. No, exactly.
Like, it's not talking shit if it happened.
Right. And it's like, I find with how much like we talk about our lives and stuff like that, it gives very like Tana and Brooke. But even Tana and Brooke are like, not everybody, like, why does everybody keep starting a podcast?
Okay.
I actually think it was footage from Patreon though.
Oh, was
like,
it?
I think you had to pay to see it or something like that. But somebody like faked it. But I feel like it's hard for us to have a niche because we can talk about anything.
Yes.
Give us a topic any topic in the world,
we will have thoughts on it.
we'll talk about it for hours. So like, it doesn't even matter.
We're very versatile.
Yeah. But like, looking back on it, I'm like, I think our niche is just saying things that we think.
It's just talking. Our niche is just talking.
It's like talking shit. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
It's like literally just like being controversial, being
Yeah.
very honest and blunt. There's so many things that we've said that if we ever blow up,
Oh, we'd be canceled so fast. We were
That's
literally just
insane.
talking about that right
Yeah.
now. No. You know what? And what I do to cope with that is I subscribe to the rule. I wouldn't say anything on the podcast I wouldn't say to somebody's face.
that's my problem is I'll say
Yeah.
anything to anybody's
Yeah,
face.
that too, right?
So I'm just like talking, like anything that comes to my head, I'm gonna say. And I was watching a video too of Kevin Lang,
Mm-hmm.
and he was, I think it was like on his second channel, so it wasn't like one of those like
Okay, yeah.
set up
Yeah.
guessing videos, and he was talking about how like long he's been on YouTube. He's been on
Mhm.
YouTube for a really long time. He started on YouTube, like not on like TikTok or anything like
Yeah.
that. And he was like, I've posted a video. Like you see a lot of times with like vloggers and stuff, and like the makeup gurus that are now grown up that
Yeah.
like they've been on YouTube for 10 plus years
Mhm.
and they've posted every single week. Tara Yummy was saying the same thing. She's like, for like years of my life, I have posted a video
Yeah.
every single week and it's paying off.
Yeah.
And
It's a 10-year hustle.
Kevin
Yeah.
Lang is in his 30s.
Mm-hmm.
Older than I thought for sure.
Oh, he's
He's older than like Audrey, yeah. He's like
Oh.
Kuya's age.
really like
Mhm.
mid-30s.
Yeah.
I thought he was like in his like mid-20s. Not
Right?
mid-20s, but like maybe like your age, like
Same.
mid to late 20s. Yeah.
Same. And then I learned he was in his 30s, and then it's like even Herm, the bald one, on there. What do they call it? Hatfish? He's the
Oh,
hatfish.
yeah.
He is older.
Oh,
He's
yeah.
the oldest one. So I'm like, oh my god, they're actually all like
Yeah.
full grown adults.
True. Well, if you think about it too, like even in like How I Met Your Mother, like they're like your age, started in the first season, or like
Mm-hmm.
Sex in the City,
Mhm.
like they're in their 30s.
Right.
Yeah, right.
And he was talking about how like when he would like post blow up,
Yeah.
like post like TikTok blow up every like
Mhm.
millions of subscribers, whatever. He was talking about how like the feelings of like, oh my god, like this is what I've been working for so long. And he was on a red carpet for an event, and like everybody was like, Kevin, like look this
Aw.
way, look this way. And then he turned around and there was a person holding a sign that said Kevin Lang.
Okay.
And he was
That's
like,
funny.
oh. Like I thought I made it for a second, right? And then but now like people are like recognizing him on the streets, they're selling out
Mhm.
shows, like going on tours and stuff
That's so
like
crazy.
that. And it's like it's crazy because like for 10 years you're just posting for nobody.
Yeah.
And then you stick to something and then like sometimes things pay off.
Mhm.
Sometimes things don't. This could never ever
Yeah.
ever blow off.
This could
Blow
end up.
off.
We could end up being like in our 30s, and then you just being like, "Oh, look at this fun podcast I did."
Yeah, right?
Yeah.
Right? Or we could show our kids, and then our kids will tell their friends, and then we'll blow
Yeah,
up in
true.
like 20 years.
Yeah, and then we'll be like mom talk.
Yeah. No, I can't.
What do you think the hardest part of starting a podcast was?
I think even now, it's just like, well, one, the commitment of like having a timeline and like feeling like you have to put something out. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like, it's like you have to do it. Like, even if you don't want
Mhm.
to, it kind of becomes like part of your schedule.
Yeah.
And also kind of like putting yourself out there to be perceived by strangers.
Yes, that's a big one. Yeah.
And it's really weird because I feel like I mentally do better with it with my clothes off.
Really?
It's so weird because it's like I talk about like the OnlyFans and passes and like blah 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 and like Snapchat and Twitter, and I'm like, why is this so much scarier?
That's true. I guess it's like because for like your OnlyFans and like your other online stuff, it's like you know what they're there for.
Yeah, and I don't like speak. Like I don't have like
Yeah.
opinions. I don't have like
Yeah. They're
ew.
like,
Oh my god.
oh wait.
What was I made for? I
Right.
always say, I'm like, nobody can relate to that song more than a sex worker. I'm telling you right now. Just something you paid for.
Yeah, that's true.
Because
I
like
never
you
really
think,
thought-
I'm thinking about it and I'm like, I almost feel like more of an object. But it's almost
Mhm.
like I'm more okay with that.
Yeah, that's true. That's like, well, not true, but like, yeah, I get what you're saying. Like,
Sometimes I have like these like weird like fears because I talk about how much I trauma block, and I'm like, how did I end up like this? But anyway,
Would you ever do like a hypnosis?
yes,
Yeah.
And I've thought about doing like, what is it called, EMDR therapy or whatever.
Yeah. You know what they've been doing on Mormon Wives? Ketamine therapy.
No way.
Yeah way.
That's weird.
I know.
For a Mormon?
Yeah, right?
Interesting. Aspen Ovard was doing EMDR therapy or whatever.
Really?
Yeah. But people talk about how it's like really exhausting.
Interesting.
And I'm like, oh, I'm already always
you're
so
already tired,
exhausted.
Like
So-
you're gonna need days to recover afterwards.
Like what? But yeah, like there's no way this is just naturally scarier than
Yeah.
being naked in front of strangers. That's crazy. But I think it's like this is more, it feels more like real life in the sense of like I'm there, I'm an object, I don't really speak, I don't really like it's just somebody naked. Do you know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? And even if it's somebody that's wanting to buy me specifically,
Mm-hmm.
it's not me as a person, and I know that.
Yeah, that's true.
This is me as a person.
Yeah.
Fully. It's like more.
Your thoughts are being perceived.
I was just about to say it's more vulnerable.
Oh.
Recommendations for hypnosis. Okay. Therapy in the comments below. Ontario, Canada. Thank you very much. But it feels more vulnerable because they're my thoughts. And when I'm doing it in real life, like on my day to day, and have no filter, and I'm just talking, and I'm honest, and I'm blunt, I don't ever have to see those people again or whatever. I've never seen these people ever. Like I've never known their thoughts. I don't know what they're thinking, and I'm like being blunt on a stage.
Yeah.
Like, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like I'm just broadcasting the honesty. And I feel like since we're like so opinionated too, it's like almost more controversial when we're talking about controversial things.
No, I know. Because like I know like you can see somebody on the internet and they have like the exact same opinions that we literally will talk about, and then like they'll be canceled and they'll lose their job.
Right.
But then I'm also like, what we say on this podcast can also be twisted, and like it's so easy to take a clip out of context. And the fact that this is like just out there on the internet forever.
No, I know.
Yeah.
Right? Digital footprint is crazy. Oh my god, my digital footprint, bro, is insane.
My digital footprint is, if you Google my name, it is a selfie that I took when I was like 13 and I had blue hair.
Really?
Yeah, Instagram filter on heavy. I don't remember what website it's on, but I don't ever remember, like, I don't know why it's on that website. I don't know who put it on that website.
That is so weird.
But it's there, and it's like the first picture of me that like pops up when you Google my name.
I Googled my name not that long ago, and like my social medias and stuff come up, whatever. But I found a Prezi presentation from when I was in high school called Bieber Gone Bad.
Whoa.
It was about Justin Bieber.
That's so funny.
And it was around the time that he started to become controversial.
Yeah. Oh my god, I forgot about Prezi.
It was literally like a partner project. I was like, oh my god, I literally haven't talked to that girl in years.
I'm gonna go like on a deep dive and Google my name later.
I was like, I wonder if she's Googled her name and seen the same presentation.
True.
It was for like sports marketing or something. We were supposed to like pick a celebrity and like a controversial celebrity and like do a presentation. Sports marketing was the biggest joke class of all classes.
Was it really?
We just
was
watched
it for high school or was it
high school?
Yeah.
Yeah. We like watched sports. We did like the basketball betting thing.
Oh.
I guess. I have no idea. I'm like, I don't even know what's
Sports
going on.
management.
But like everybody took it. Like the most random people were in that class just because it was such an easy class.
That's fair.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And it was like a university class.
Really?
Yeah. It was so dumb. And I actually kind of liked my teacher. I had a crush on my teacher.
Oh.
Bald.
The pattern persists.
Mm-hmm. So now we're going to play a fun little game of Would You Rather. We started out the podcast doing a segment every week.
Yes.
And we thought it was fun. We like it, especially because sometimes we talk about like either very controversial things or very like
The depth varies.
Yes.
Yes.
Yes. So it's kind of like a nice little treat at the end.
Yeah.
It's like a fun little game, end off on a light note. So today we're doing Would You Rather.
Yeah.
Would you rather be able to walk on water,
Okay.
or be able to walk through walls?
Oh, that's a hard question because if I could walk on water, like that's cool. Am I always walking on water? Like I can't ever like go underwater. Like
I feel like you could be able to go, like, if
Yeah.
you imagine you can never break the surface of water
I
ever
would be
again.
so mad. I would
You're showering and you're like, ow, ow.
No, but then walking through walls would be so convenient. I think I'm gonna pick walking through walls. Could you?
Really?
Yeah. Think about all the things you could do.
Interesting.
You can go places when they're closed.
True.
Like, does
That's
floors count?
hilarious.
Because what if you're like, oh, I forgot something downstairs? Oh, but then you have to walk up the stairs again.
Yeah, that's true.
That's okay.
You like jump.
Yeah. You would have to plan it out too, because if you can like phase through floors, like you don't want to like just phase through anything. And then what if you like
Right.
end up on the stove?
I'm dead.
Like, how useful is walking on water to me, realistically?
Well, I was thinking, like, I'm like, can you sit on water? Because then I'm like,
Also, people would think I'm like the second coming of Christ, which I like wouldn't want.
I'm a pretty fast walker. How long do you think it would take me to fucking walk to the next continent?
That's what I was also thinking. I was like, oh my gosh, I can walk between like here to like Toronto.
That you right?
Yeah.
Right? Run.
Yeah.
Daily run. Oh my god. I think I'd pick walk on water.
Really, I think I'd pick walls.
Love
Go
that.
through walls. Because I was like, I'm not gonna rob a bank, but I was like, the option's there.
Okay, true.
But then if what I'm holding also face through? Yeah, I would assume so if my clothes follow me.
Be naked.
Imagine you walk through the wall, the clothes just fall behind you.
That's hilarious. There's a janitor inside.
Okay.
Oh my god. But wouldn't you still technically, if the alarms were motion censored, set off an alarm?
I guess.
But it's not like you had the hassle of trying to break through, or
That's
like,
why you go to like, oh no, I don't think credit unions have cash on hand.
you could literally run through the back wall when
That's
the cops are
true.
coming in.
That's true. Then they're gonna be stuck in there. They're gonna be like, oh my god,
Yeah,
I
like-
can get away faster. Running away from the cops would be so easy because I just run
That's
through buildings.
true. That's true.
This is all alleged. I'm not actually gonna rob a bank. My first one is: would you rather have your iMessages leaked or have your camera roll accidentally airdropped?
These were both bad. I'm like stuck between a rock and a hard place right now. Maybe camera roll.
Yeah,
Maybe camera roll.
interesting. I would also pick camera roll.
They're both choices are really bad for me. But I'm like, the camera roll's a little bit less private in the sense that, like, even if it's behind a paywall,
Mm-hmm.
strangers have seen it before.
Okay.
Do you know what
Fair.
I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like, even like the worst of the worst on my camera roll,
Mhm.
but my iMessages, that's private. Do you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So definitely camera roll. I think.
Picture speaks 1,000 words. I think not.
Would you rather guard a newly captured hero or villain?
A hero.
Hero, really?
Well, it depends. Am I working for the bad guy and I'm guarding them?
I don't know.
Because a villain, actually, I feel like I would get along more with the villain.
That's what I'm
I
saying.
feel like because I feel like it's
I feel like I could change them.
Oh, I was gonna say I just feel like I'd get along better because I feel like the hero would annoy me so much with their self-righteousness.
Okay, yeah.
So
Yeah.
that would annoy me. I feel like I would have better banter with the villain.
Yeah, like I'm.
It would be a
about, like,
more fun time. Like I'm just at work clocking in. Like I feel like it's better shift.
But I feel like I'd end up like imagine guarding Maleficent. I think I'd end up married.
That's true. That's true, actually. I think that they could persuade me to let them out. That's the thing, though.
But the hero couldn't.
No, I'd be so annoyed.
That's
I
hilarious.
would be so annoyed. They'd be like, this is for the greater good. And I'm like, okay.
Who told you? You know the greater good.
Yeah, exactly. I'm like, that's a matter of opinion. Like, I'm sorry.
That's hilarious.
I think it just stems because the bad guy's always like,
The villain literally would be like, I'll go key Danny Boy's car.
and she'd be like, okay, like, okay, can I come? Like, oh my god, speaking of Danny Boy, I saw his car the other day when I went to Starbucks.
Oh my god, I hate that.
Yeah, I literally thought that he like stopped working there because I would always go there and like not there, but I went, and I was like, weird. And then I went and got my Starbucks and I left.
Love that.
Yeah.
Love that.
But then I was also thinking that my dog knows what's up because I stopped in that parking lot once because I was getting my dog Pup Cup. I stopped in that parking lot because I was like, I don't want to like keep this until we get home. And like the parking lot there, it's kind of small, like where that Starbucks is. So then like it was kind of full because there's also like a credit union there. So then I stopped in that parking lot because it was bigger and it was only like 9 o'clock in the morning. And then my dog was on edge. He was looking out the window and I was like, so he knows.
He smells them.
Yeah, so I think the villain.
Yeah, same.
Yeah.
Same.
The villain would literally walk out with a new like member of his army.
No, right?
Member of their army, her army. My next one, would you rather start every conversation with I saw this meme one time, or end every conversation fake crying?
Definitely end every conversation.
Fake crying, really?
For sure. It's very familiar to me.
I was gonna say I already start all my conversations with like I saw this on TikTok or like I already saw this meme once.
Okay, so I think it was the word meme for me.
Yeah.
Yeah, that turned me off.
Okay.
I always say like, oh my god, I saw this thing on Instagram or like whatever,
Yeah.
but like the word meme,
Saw this meme one time.
I don't know what like if you actively say meme,
Yeah, unironically too.
yeah, I feel
Mhm.
like you're trying to make it big on Twitch. For sure, you know?
Because you're not even wrong. Like, it sounds like that.
So like that was such a turn off for that one, but I definitely always say like, oh my god, I saw this thing on Instagram, but I feel like that would be hilarious if I ended every
Fake
conversation
crying.
fake crying. And the way that nobody would be surprised, just scared.
Yeah, and I was gonna say people would like not know what to do. They'd be like so awkward, like not know, like
Oh my god.
That's so funny.
My next one is, would you rather have a Toronto slang son or Toronto slang daughter?
that's a good one. Just slang.
Like they talk like
Maybe
those
daughter,
annoying-
because I am that daughter, depending on the day. Depending on the day.
Okay, so I saw
Depending
this.
on the day.
I saw this.
I was gonna say son at first,
Mhm,
but then I realized I also say a lot of Toronto slang.
mhm, mhm.
So
I saw this video of these girls at the Eaton Center
mhm.
in the food court,
Mhm.
and somebody was like interviewing them between 14 and 17,
Mhm.
3 of them, and oh my god,
No, it's brutal to watch.
yes,
Yeah,
yes. Okay, so
it's
and
brutal to
that-
watch regardless of the gender, to be honest.
That's what I'm
Because
saying,
like when I
right?
went to school in Toronto, like it's so unironic too,
Yes.
and it's so like they genuinely talk like that.
It's like an accent,
Yeah,
yeah.
and I'm sitting there. Like I remember when like my first psych class, I was sitting there in the auditorium, and the guy behind me was on the phone, and his Toronto accent was like,
Mhm.
like he genuinely talked like that, and I was
Right.
like, where am I?
I know. And then a comment was like Toronto slang son or Toronto slang daughter.
That's so funny.
But let's change it to Toronto accent son or
Toronto
Toronto accent daughter.
I would do if it's the accent, then I'd do Toronto's accent son.
Me too.
Yeah.
I think a Toronto accent daughter and me would
Oh,
fight,
fight,
to the
yeah.
death.
I think I would be too judgmental if I had a Toronto accent daughter.
Okay, fair.
Yeah. Because it's like, it's expected from men.
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah, right.
Whereas,
right.
like, if it's like a girl with a Toronto accent, I'm like, girl, what are you?
Yeah.
You know? I'm like, you're supposed to be better than that.
Oh my god, if I had a Toronto slang daughter, there would be so much drama in that house. There would be so much drama in that house all the time.
So I think that.
Oh my god. Did you see the video of Tate McRae guessing Toronto slang?
No?
The guy's like, bear. She goes, without clothes?
That's funny.
I can't.
That's true. I wonder what, like, Calgary slang
right? And it's
is.
weird because she's Canadian too.
Yeah.
Like, oh my gosh, she had no idea. I think she got like one of them.
I actually love watching people guess, like celebrities guess Toronto slang. Those are
'cause
some of my
none
favorite
it makes
videos because it's so
sense.
funny.
Yeah.
Would you rather explain your notes app to the last person you're seeing or your ex-best friend?
Ex-best friend.
Valid.
You know?
Yeah. Because it's like the ex-best friend, like, they already know you're crazy.
Yeah, right?
Yeah.
And it's like, I'm thinking my ex-best friend's also crazy. Like,
Oh,
our
there you
notes
go.
apps looks the same.
That's true, eh?
So, like, that's like a regular hangout for us. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But you know what? Like, the last person I was seeing, like, has seen me at my lowest of lows.
That's
so
also
it doesn't
true.
even really matter.
It's like
Either
level
or.
playing field.
Let's all hang out. Oh my god. Which is hilarious because the last person I was seeing and my ex-best friend dated in high school, like early.
Really?
Yeah, like way back
I did not know
when.
that.
Yeah.
That's crazy. I didn't
So
know
then
that.
he brought it up to me once. And he's like, did she ever tell you? I'm like, that was the very first thing 10 years ago that I learned about you.
Really?
And he was like, what the heck?
I did not know that.
And then I was telling my friend.
I'm not surprised, but like I just didn't know.
Yeah, and I was telling my friend, and we were dying, and because we were like, we've been talking about that for 10 years. Like,
Yeah.
what do you mean? Like, how did I know? And we were dying, and she was like, glad to know you still think about it.
That's funny.
So yeah, let's all hang out. How about you?
I think it doesn't really matter to actually. Yeah, maybe the last person I was seeing because for an ex best friend, who even is my ex best friend really? Because I have ex friends. I don't think I have an ex best friend.
Okay, so if I'm thinking about the last two that you were hanging out with a lot, they would weaponize the shit out of your notes app.
They would. See, the
They
thing is,
would?
though, I would curate, well, not curate, but I would write up what I was going to say to them in my notes app. So there's, like, the drafts in there.
Right.
So I think that if they read that, they would 100% weaponize it.
Oh, and a grocery list they would weaponize.
Oh, definitely, yeah. Yeah, that's true.
Like, you're better off
Yeah.
with any other situation, to be honest.
I was going to say, like, if I'm looking at my notes app right now, it's literally, like, pod stuff. I have like 3 notes at the top of the previous.
Oh, they literally would be like, go talk about it on your podcast. It's shit anyway.
Oh, yeah, true. That's true.
Oh my god.
A to-do list of my preclinical requirements.
Yeah, they'd be like, she thinks she's so smart.
Oh, yeah, you're right. Maybe the last person I was seeing.
I would pay to run into those girls. Would you rather be a vampire or a werewolf? Kylie loves Twilight.
I do love Twilight.
I also love Twilight.
I love Vampire Diaries.
Yeah.
Love Harry Potter. There's werewolves in that. Depends. Is it painful to on my full moon? Am I gonna I love Teen Wolf too.
Is it painful in any of the shows?
In Harry Potter, yes.
Oh.
In Vampire Diaries, yes. In Twilight, it's not, but they're not werewolves. They're shapeshifters.
What the fuck?
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
But they shapeshift into werewolves.
Yeah. But they're technically not werewolves. They're not werewolves, they're wolves. That they shapeshift into wolves. So they're not technically werewolves.
Okay, no, let's say it doesn't hurt and it's like...
So it's like Twilight.
Yeah.
If it's like Twilight, I think I would... well, it's like a controversy thing if Leah can imprint or not. Can we imprint? Or am I going to be alone forever?
What was that controversy again?
It wasn't really controversy, but it was like Leah not being able to imprint.
Because she was a girl?
I guess.
Interesting.
I don't remember what the whole thing is there, but...
I don't know. I feel like I would pick werewolf because being a vampire seems so exhausting.
Yeah. No, literally, even when they're coaching Bella and how to sit and talk and blink, I'm like, the perk of being a werewolf or a shapeshifter or a werewolf,
supernatural.
Yeah, supernatural would be me personally. It's I get to live a very long time. I get to do all these things, right? But in Twilight, as long as they're shifting, they're not aging.
Right.
So I think I'd be a wolf. Right. It's not painful. It's fun. The only thing about that I don't like is that I would have to have a mind link with my pack.
True.
We're in each other's minds when we're in wolf form.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I would literally like.
You can run fast. That'd be fun.
I would mess with people so hard.
Yeah.
I'd be like taking a walk and then I turn into a wolf and then I turn back into a human.
Yeah, but then you're naked.
Oh yeah. No, I can't. I can't.
I think it'd be a wolf.
Same.
Yeah.
Seems more fun.
It does seem more fun, especially when it's not painful and it's by choice. You get to change by choice.
Right?
So nice. Would you rather have your inner monologue narrated by a gym bro or a spiritual healer on shrooms?
My inner monologue is already Natasha's inner monologue is already narrated by
A spiritual woman on shrooms?
Yes.
Well, who's Patricia's narrated by?
Like a toxic man.
So gym bro.
Yeah.
Yeah. You're already living that.
I'm like, wait. She lived a day in my mind.
That's
no,
crazy.
my inner monologue is I would be white walled so fast.
Mm.
If my inner monologue was heard by anybody, so I think that I don't know, Patricia's inner voice is really scary, so
I don't know.
Patricia's inner voice is literally a demon.
Oh my god. I was literally just watching a whole bunch of videos on Conjuring today.
Like Patricia's voice feels demonic.
Oh my god.
Like it's
Oh my
so
god, have
weird.
you watched Spider-Man?
No.
Oh my gosh. Okay, so like the Green Goblin mask, it's like the mask like possesses them and then it's like a demonic like thing where
What
it's
the
like
fuck?
making him like
That's crazy.
I think that you would watch that movie and you'd be like, "Oh my god, Patricia's literally the Green Goblin."
Great. Now I have to be the Green Goblin for Halloween.
I don't know who would voice my inner monologue. My inner monologue. I was gonna say like Shakira.
See, but Kai's never done shrooms.
No.
So
I'm scared to do shrooms.
I want Kai to do shrooms so bad.
Yeah, I remember when I started this program, you were like, "That's a graduation gift. We should do shrooms."
Yeah.
She's like, "I don't want to do it before you leave because what if you like drop out?"
No, it's true. It's true. Like, changes her life plan. It kind of, like, honestly, shrooms are my favorite substance of choice.
Yeah.
Yeah. Like, if I had to only use one singular substance for the rest of my life, it would be shrooms. Yeah.
Interesting.
Like, weed or shrooms?
Mm.
And I think it's because weed, like, kind of accentuates what I'm already feeling or just kind of mellows me out.
Mhm.
But shrooms, I would never drive on shrooms. And I always say this is because, like, when I'm on shrooms, I've never had a bad trip. I think if I had a bad trip, it would scare me so
That
much.
scares me.
Yeah,
Bad
I'd never
trips,
touch it
yeah.
again. I knew somebody who had a bad trip one time, a long time ago, and they ended up in a park, but it was, like, by their house, but they didn't know where they were, and they thought someone was trying to kill them.
Oh my god.
And it was, like, so scary. And I would never touch it again, I think. But I've only ever had good trips. But I'm very careful that, like, I'd never, like,
yeah.
you know, be irresponsible with it. But I say that as if it's a legal substance.
Okay.
Like, the substance is literally illegal.
I keep forgetting that because there's like shroom dispensaries.
I know.
Like, illegal
they're
shroom
trying
dispensaries.
they're trying to legalize it where we live.
Okay.
So hopefully soon. But I've heard, like, amazing stories from people that microdose, which I've also thought about. But when I'm on shrooms, there is not a singular bad thing that could ever happen to me.
Wow.
It's like
I remember you saying that.
Yeah, it's like an attitude of like this is the most beautiful world I've ever seen, and I ever want to leave it.
Aw.
Yeah, like, it's so fucking weird. I don't remember if I told this story on the podcast, but one time I was on shrooms. We were on our little family beach vacation.
Yeah, the beach. Yeah.
And a
You're-
couple of us did it, and we were on the beach, and everybody was taking everybody out of the water to say that the undertow was too bad, like,
Oh yeah.
safety advisory, get out of the water. So my friend's boyfriend was, like, on shrooms all the way down, going into the water, and I'm like, girl, go get your boy, right? And we're, like, trying to call him, and we're standing there, and then I can feel the undertow pulling the sand underneath my feet, and I'm, like, falling backwards, but I'm, like, feeling the water, and I'm like, oh my god. Like, I don't like the beach, but I'm like, oh my god, this water is so nice. And I could feel the sand being pulled under my feet, and I'm like, oh my god, I didn't know that sand could feel
You're like
so
one with
nice.
nature.
Yeah, but I hate the beach. Like, I don't like sand. I don't like open water like that. But I was like, this is the most beautiful moment I've ever had in my life. Like, so, and I remember it vividly, and I like strive for that feeling every day. It's so weird. And one time I took shrooms. I was at one. Okay, I have a bad shroom story, but one time I was on shrooms here at my house, and it was like a couple friends and a couple friends fell asleep, but there's three of us. We're like wired for like 48 hours straight.
Whoa.
Like, couldn't go to sleep.
Yeah.
And we're just like,
That's scary.
yeah, for like over a day. And one time this is like, okay, when I talk about this, I'm probably gonna laugh, but it's kind of like the miscarriage. I laugh when like I'm talking about like weird things, and I don't often talk about this. I'll joke about it sometimes, and when I talk about it to people that I've never heard about it, they're kind of like, but okay, this is what I'm saying. My ex-best friend was there this night, and we will laugh about this. Okay? Like, we still laugh about this memory. But we were having a party, and I literally, story behind the Instagram post, I should have fucking done this. There's a picture. It's a Euphoria party.
Okay.
Do you remember that?
Yes.
On my Instagram, okay? And I'm like so beyond wasted in the photo. You can see it in my face. Beyond wasted. You can see it in my eyes, right? That night, I had smoked a lot of weed. Taken shrooms and drank a lot.
Oh, okay, yeah.
So I was like really fucked up to the point that I was like almost blacking out.
Okay, yeah.
And then my friend at the time, like that was here at that night, she was like not talking to this guy at the time, but they were like friends. And she was like Snapchatting him and they wanted to come over. And I don't even remember when they came or how it happened, but like they came. Like, next thing I knew, they were in here, and I was like already so fucked up by the time they got here. Okay, and then this one specific guy that, like, this is the most uncomfortable I've ever felt in my life with a man, genuinely. But he was like, we were on the stairs, and he was like literally molesting me.
What the heck?
I have photos in my phone that he took, and I'm like passed out in his lap.
That's kind of fucked.
And I don't know why he took them.
Yeah, that was weird too.
Like, talk about incriminating yourself. But I have photos, and like I am like head hanging. And I like barely remember. I remember just telling him to like stop and stuff like that. But like, that was the most uncomfortable I've ever been with a man.
That's crazy.
And that's the closest thing to a bad shrooms trip I had. But it wasn't because of the trip.
Yeah.
So I'm like cool with it still. You know. Because it wasn't bad because of the substance. It was bad because of a man, like it always is.
Yeah, fair.
But definitely, my mind is already narrated by somebody on shrooms. And Kais will be too, after she does shrooms. You know how me and Audrey used to be so fucked up, and then one day we just kind of like,
yeah.
I genuinely think it was
the shrooms?
I genuinely
Interesting.
I think it was just like mellow you out. In the sense of like, you know what? I don't know who I am, but it doesn't even matter.
Oh, well.
I can't. My last one is, would you rather... Did I already ask you if you want to die tomorrow or live forever?
I can't recall.
It was something like that, I'm pretty sure. Would you rather get $70,000 a year, but never have to work a day in your life ever again? Or work a normal job, but make $250,000 a year?
I'd rather work a normal job and make $250,000
like
a
full
year.
time. Like,
yeah,
love that. Same. Same.
What the heck?
The work is always worth it. A lot of people I know would pick
Would that throw
$70,000.
in?
Yeah,
Really?
yeah. Because it's like you're not even doing
Yeah.
anything. You have $70,000. Like, you can like whatever. You're almost at 6 figures a year. Don't
No,
even
I
have
would
to get
work
out of bed.
because it's not even about the money. It's just that I feel like if I don't have anything to do, I will go crazy.
Same.
Because like even now, like I was doing so much during the school year. Like it was school, and then I had like a couple other like things that I was doing, and then I came home and I like the school aspect's gone. Like I'm not busy anymore, and I'm like,
What do I do?
yeah,
Yeah.
and like I don't start work until August.
Yeah.
So like I'm sitting here and I'm like, August is so long.
No, I know. When I don't have a job, I like crash out so hard. I'm like, what was I made for? Literally.
Oh.
Oh my god. I think if I didn't work a day in my life again, I'd literally go into psychosis.
True, because even when like
Probably.
we talk about retirement, you're like, I'm still gonna work,
Yeah,
or like
I
I'm
have
still
to
gonna
do
do something. Yeah. My last one is, would you rather be stuck in a yoga retreat cult for 6 months or go on a wellness influencer's juice cleanse for 90 days?
What was the first one again?
Be stuck at a yoga retreat cult for 6 months.
Maybe juice cleanse.
Yeah, I was going to say 6 months is kind of excessive. Maybe we'll bring that down to like 3 weeks.
I love yoga. I don't love yoga.
I don't love yoga.
Like people,
I think the juice cleanse would be good for you with all your like gut stuff.
That's true.
Mhm.
That's true. I think okay, what the fuck? I think a juice cleanse might bring back some eating disorder tendencies.
Oh.
And mentalities.
Oh yeah, because you can't eat anything else on a juice cleanse.
Right.
I forgot about that.
I did an apple cleanse once.
I remember that.
I only ate apples for like
that,
5
yeah.
days. I lost like 10 pounds.
That's crazy.
It must have all been water weight, but like that. Oh my god, that was so unhealthy. I literally only ate apples.
Yeah, that's crazy.
Like raw apples. Like, oh my god. But I think that it might trigger some unhealthy eating habits, but it would be good for me.
Mm-hmm.
I can still live my normal life.
True.
I'm not in a cult.
Also true.
And I don't have to do yoga.
That's true.
Yoga makes me feel like I'm going insane. You know,
it's too slow for me.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
It's too slow.
Funny story.
There's like no sense of urgency.
Yeah.
Which like throws me off. I don't like it.
The story isn't funny at all. But when I found out I was pregnant and Kai was me, my baby dad, and Kai were all sitting having a conversation trying to like figure out what to do.
Oh yeah.
Kai was there for moral support because I was so off my rocker already. Like I was already so unbelievably stressed out. But baby dad's trying to convey his feelings, and I'm looking at him from across the island, and I said, "Why are you talking so slow?"
I remember that so vividly because he was talking really slow. He was.
But I can't handle it. Like, you're losing me. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like, I literally told him, like, you're losing me. Like, you lost me.
No, I know.
And that's what yoga feels like physically.
Yeah.
And I can't do it. It makes me go insane.
Yoga feels like being stuck behind a slow walker.
Yeah.
That's what it feels like to me, and I don't like it.
I can't do it.
No.
And people are like, relax. Like, I can't meditate like that.
I can't meditate
Yeah.
like that. You know, I have trouble relaxing like that. I can't do it.
I can meditate if I'm on shrooms or, like, super high. But, like, if you're just, like, sit there and breathe, I'm like, okay, but then what's next?
Yeah, right?
I can't. So definitely juice cleanse.
Yeah. I do like a good juice.
But I do hate juice. Kai had me try her juice once, and I was like gagging.
When am I? Oh yes. I do
Your
remember that. My green
I
juice.
think?
Yeah. I love a good green juice.
I can't.
I had a juicing phase last year.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But
it's a lot of work to make it.
I still would rather juice than
If you-
yoga
yeah.
cult.
That's true. Have you seen those things? There's like the Scientology cult, and then like people are like, I kind of want to join just to see if like they can't turn me.
I'm dead.
Yeah.
Okay, true.
I'm not gonna. I don't think that.
I would think that.
No, it's a personality test. That's how they draw you in.
Really?
Yeah, literally, people like outside of like the Scientology like recruitment places, they have like people outside on the door. Like the one in LA, I know they have like people being like, "Oh, come do our like free personality test."
Can you take it online and not join?
I don't know.
Interesting.
You should figure
Or
that
will they,
out.
like, come for me once I put my info in.
I don't know. Maybe put like somebody you don't like's info in.
That's true. I'm gonna do that. I'm doing that.
I don't know.
Oh my god, I'm doing that. Watch out, baby dad. I'm just kidding. I can't. So that's all that we have for today. Thank you for watching and or listening.
Make sure you're following us on all of our socials at HarshWordedPod.
If you're watching on YouTube, make sure you like, comment, and subscribe. If you're listening on Spotify, make sure you rate us 5 stars. And we'll see you next week. Bye. Bye.